Most people spend their entire lives chasing success. They grind, they hustle, they sacrifice time, sleep, even relationships, because they believe that once they make a certain amount of money, everything will fall into place. But then it happens. They hit their financial goals, maybe even go beyond them, and something strange happens. Instead of feeling fulfilled, they feel nothing. Instead of excitement, they feel empty. And they ask themselves, why don't I feel how I expected to feel? The truth is, this happens all the time. People who make it still feel lost. And it's because the way we define success is broken. Today, I want to show you why financial wins alone don't create happiness, and how to redefine success in a way that actually leads to fulfillment. Let's get into it. The world tells us that success is about numbers, bank accounts, revenue growth, social media followers. The bigger the number, the more successful you are. And yes, money, influence, and recognition can make life easier. But here's the hard truth. They don't guarantee fulfillment. That's why so many millionaires, CEOs, and celebrities struggle with depression, addiction, or burnout. Think about it. If money alone could make people happy, we wouldn't see billionaires struggling with anxiety. If influence was enough, we wouldn't see some of the most famous people in the world battling deep unhappiness. And yet they do. Because here's the reality. Most people never stop to define what success actually means to them. They just chase the next big win, assuming that eventually they'll feel satisfied. And that's the trap. It's like playing a video game where the goalposts keep moving. You level up, you gain points, you unlock achievements, but no matter what, you always need more. So the question is, if financial success isn't the real answer, then what is? There are two big reasons why money alone doesn't bring fulfillment. First reason, the success dopamine loop. Money gives you a dopamine high, but over time your brain gets used to it. Think about when you first got a raise or landed a big deal. At that moment, it felt incredible. But fast forward a few months, it's your new normal. And now, you need an even bigger number to feel that same excitement. It's the same cycle you see with lottery winners. Studies show that people who win the lottery feel a spike of happiness, but within a year, they return to their original emotional state. Why? Because they were chasing a number, not fulfillment. If your entire idea of success is built on external achievements, you will always need more. Second reason, money without purpose is just an empty number. Money is a tool, that's it. It can buy freedom, it can buy experiences, it can buy comfort, but it cannot buy purpose. That's why you see some of the wealthiest people in the world burn out, lose motivation, or feel disconnected from their lives. Because if you don't have something bigger than money driving you, you eventually lose the drive. That's why people who are deeply fulfilled aren't just rich in money. They're rich in meaning. So how do you make sure you don't fall into the success illusion? You build success in 3 dimensions. Here's what I've found. True fulfillment comes when you build success in 3 key areas. First area, success beyond yourself. Real success isn't just about accumulation. It's about contribution. Look at the most fulfilled people in the world. Any or all of your favorite high-impact entrepreneurs. What do they all have in common? They give, they teach, they invest in others, because fulfillment comes from building something bigger than yourself. Here's a practical step. Ask yourself, if I had unlimited money, what problem would I want to solve? That's where your deeper purpose lies. Area number 2, success through curiosity. People feel empty when they stop growing. Some of the happiest people in the world are lifelong learners. They keep challenging themselves, expanding their skill sets, and reinventing their careers. That's why polymaths, people who master multiple industries, are so creatively energized. Here's a practical step. Instead of asking, how can I make more money? Start asking, what new challenge will make me grow? Area number 3, success with deep alignment. If your success isn't aligned with your values, your beliefs, and what you actually care about, it will feel meaningless. This is why people with spirituality, philosophy, or self-awareness tend to have more long-term fulfillment. Because they're not just chasing the next win, they're living in alignment. Here's a practical step. Write down your 3 non-negotiables. things that define the kind of life you actually want. Now ask yourself, does my current path align with these? If not, it's time to rethink your definition of winning. So here's the big takeaway. Most people chase financial success without ever stopping to ask themselves why. They assume that hitting a certain number will finally make them happy. But happiness isn't built on numbers. It's built on impact, growth, alignment. Money alone keeps you chasing. Mastery keeps you evolving. Purpose keeps you fulfilled. So here's my challenge to you. Before you chase the next financial milestone, ask yourself, will this actually make my life better? Or am I just playing a numbers game? Drop a comment below. How do you define success? And if you want to go deeper into this, check out this month's issue of The Stark Perspective, where I break this down with real-world case studies. Next week, we're talking about how high-level strategists think differently and how you can train your mind to see what others don't. If you want to start making smarter moves in business and life, you don't want to miss it. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Before we wrap up, I pulled a question that perfectly ties into today's topic. What's one thing you wish more people understood about success? I wish more people understood that success isn't about what you have. It's about how you experience life. Because I've seen miserable people who had money, fame, and status. And I've seen people completely at peace, living simple lives, doing work they love, surrounded by people they care about. It's not about external wins. It's about internal alignment. A successful businessman was on vacation in a small fishing village. He noticed a fisherman returning with a small catch early in the afternoon. The businessman asked, "Why don't you stay out longer and catch more fish?" The fisherman replied, "I caught enough to feed my family. In the afternoon I nap, play with my children, and in the evening I enjoy time with my friends." The businessman laughed. "If you work longer," he said, "you could buy a bigger boat. Then you could hire people, expand into a fleet, and eventually sell your company for millions." "And then what?" the fisherman asked. The businessman smiled. "Then you can retire to a small village, fish in the morning, take naps in the afternoon, and spend your evenings with your family and friends." So many people chase success for years only to realize they were running in circles. If you don't define success on your own terms, society will define it for you. And that definition will always keep you chasing. If this resonated with you, check out this month's issue of The Stark Perspective, where I break down this concept with real-world examples. And next week, we're talking about how high-level strategists think differently and how you can train your brain to see what others don't. If you want to start making smarter moves in business and life, you don't want to miss it. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.